Ladies and gentlemen, about time we get ourselves underway here. SDinvicta taking on Cossacks. It's set to be quite an exciting matchup here. The Lithuanian Academy side looking to get themselves quite an early start here in the SCL. Excuse me. Having a little bit of a sneezing attack, but that's okay. We're going to see SDinvicta get so aggressive up through this mid area of the map. Bondik may not even be expecting Lucas here. We could potentially see him get the opening frag, and he will. And now Polar to try and have themselves an interesting hold coming through. We're going to see Life and Move live here. Life to be able to find himself a second. Potential for the third to come through. We are going to see Lucas able to find Move. Now, Life stuck by his lonesome here in the 1v2. Seeing a little bit of presence come through for Diggity here. So we are going to see Life with the pistols. Trying to find a little bit of wiggle room. Yeah, but Duggars to swing, find Life, and SDinvicta Academy pick themselves up the first round here. The pistols going their way. We are going to see the pistols come out here for the Cossacks. The Eagles for the majority of the try, and more importantly, we're starting to see that Tech 9 on Bondik as well look to potentially do some damage up close and personal. Bondik plays 7 mages, yes. We are going to see a beautiful shot from Move there. With that Deagle able to find himself an opener. CKS hitting the deck. We are going to see that MP9 handed over to Bondik. The Deagle of Edward only able to find a tag, and now more importantly, does look as if we are going to see Life now in a position where he's going to try and put together a little piece of brilliance. We are going to see Molina spraying through that smoke. Someone who's been such a key aspect here of this SDinvicta Academy core. We're going to see him spraying through. Potentially to try and find that bomb planter. Won't be able to, however, able to find tags on both Life and Bondik. Bondik, however, to push through on the reload, able to find himself the frag. Darkus going down. Comes down to Spoiler and Digris. As Bondik, so much damage done with that MP9. We are going to see more of a beautiful shot there with that Deagle. Continuing to find heads as Mov good enough for 2 in the secondary round. While the Cossacks drop the pistol. We are going to slowly get to see SDinvicta now in a position where this CT side going to be stuck on the pistols, looking to try and get themselves a little bit of wiggle room to work with here. So we are going to see Duggars able to find himself that early frag. Darkus with that Deagle, potential for him to try and find a little bit of damage. However, missing the Deagle shot, nades and utility to try force him away. Darkus is so low from an earlier engagement. And now the 4-man stack near this A site. Looking to try continue the pressure coming in here from SDinvicta. A 3-man stack towards this short area of the map. One playing pit. This A hold will look to be under pressure here. We are going to see Life a little bit of aggression, able to find themselves 1. Life to find himself a 2nd. Life potentially the 3rd. See Bondik able to find that trade. Bondik's able to double up. A beautiful, beautiful hold coming through from these two guys. As we are going to see CKS stuck in a position where just looking for a rifle. Off the swing, able to find himself a third. We are going to slowly see the Cossacks able to pick themselves up a second. An a Mac 10 here on Edward. There's STR to get himself an AK drop. We are going to slowly see Life now in a position where he's looking to try and get himself a little bit of wiggle room to work with through this mid position. The pistol stack coming through here for SDinvicta. As that smoke does fade, Life has a lot to work with. We are going to see the rifles come down for support. Bondic can move to find an absolute mow down. Move to actually find himself 4. Bondic to get himself the first of the 5 frags. As we are going to slowly see the Cossacks looking to get themselves a little bit of wiggle room coming through here. They've got themselves 2 rounds to play with. So we are going to see Douglas able to find himself a headshot onto STR. Edward, potential for him to try and get a little bit of wiggle room. As we are going to see Spoller able to upgrade towards that AK-47. Edward to get the bomb down. The 3v3 coming through. A 3-man retake coming in from Banana here for SDinvicta. The aggression from the Cossacks leaving Edward by his lonesome. Trying to find an isolated jewel to come through here. As we're going to see Spoller Molotov down. We are going to see this one come through from all of the SDinvicta Academy boys. Edward to find himself 2. Mov to help out with the AK-47. As the Cossacks able to pick themselves up 4. We are going to see the Cossacks able to find themselves a little bit of room here in terms of rounds, in terms of the game positioning. There's yet another Deagle Bite to come through here for SDinvicta. We're going to see Edward and Mov able to find themselves a few frags each. We are going to see Darkus able to find himself 2 with that Deagle. However, the last man standing. Going to be the last man to fall, as we're going to see Mov able to find himself a 3rd. And a really good opening couple of rounds here from Mov. He's found himself 13 frags. So we are going to see the Cossacks continue their string of few rounds coming through. Able to find himself 1 on the entry. Potential for the second, but we do see that AWP of Spoller start to drop away. Potential for it to continue to do more damage. We are going to see Douglas Darkest to find themselves life to get one back, as well as Edward. And now, the 3v2 situation coming through. Maluna to be able to find himself one. As we are going to see Maluna able to double up. Potential here now, as Edward left by his lonesome. As we will start to slowly see. Terrorists win. As we are going to slowly see the Cossacks give up a second here. Maluna a really good hold coming through on that bomb as we see Edward going down. Now, starts to have a lot of potential coming through for this SDinvicta side, for them to potentially bring their way back into this round. As they get the full rifles in. Find a huge tag through that smoke. We are going to see Spol up. We see Darkest able to find himself an opening frag. We're seeing this B hold continue to be challenged, however, the pressure will drop away. Darkest to be able to find himself a second. Potential for even more to be done here, but this lower diggity area is STR able to find the frag onto Douglas. But now, slowly seeing Darkest continue to find frags before eventually going down to life. We're going to see Life able to double up, the bomb to go down, the 2v2 situation coming through as SDinvicta having to deal with a moto smoke. Yeah, I can see Life able to find a tag through it onto the AWP of Spoller. We are going to see Life able to find himself one. Life potential for the second to come through, but CKS keeping his presence around a little bit, moved to eventually find the final frag. We're going to see the AWP recovered here by the Cossacks. It's interesting who it's going to be dropped off to. Looks as if Life's going to get it. We are going to see move. Start to slowly see yet again. A lot of pressure coming through this B side. The swing to come through. We're going to see Move able to find himself one as the flash and return comes through. CKS to be able to find himself one. Molotovs to go down. Trying to get a lot of pressure through that area of the map. Going to see Bond able to find himself one. Darkest with that deagle, however, continuing to find damage. Will be able to find yet another shot. So we're now starting to see this A take come through. Darkest has already found himself a beautiful deagle frag so far and has added it to his collection of amazing deagle frags. Now, looking to be the entry man. Potential for him to pick up a scrap here as the Cossacks trying not to lose yet another rifle here to this SDinvicta pistol bite. to slowly see Darkus now in a position where he's making the Cossacks think that there's potential for the retake to be coming through. So we are going to see SDR able to find that final frag before dropping off. We're going to see STR actually go down, looking for that frag on a Darkus. Does take a kit and armor out of the sight and out of the situation here for SDinvicta. We are going to slowly get ourselves yet again with the Cossacks taking another lead. Able to pick themselves another round here as they do get 7 up on the board. So now it slowly looks as if a more default spread coming through. The double orb setup here. CKS and Spoller able to man the big greens here on either side of the map. More importantly, CKS able to find himself one. More importantly, the Orb of Life holding the line as the smoke fairly awkward. Going to slowly see the Cossacks able to try and get themselves a little bit of space on this B side to work with. Maluna being hunted down, will be able to find himself one. Potential for the second, but it won't come through. STR and Edward to find themselves one apiece. Now finally the bomb goes down as the dust settles. We get Spoller able to find life through the box. A beautiful frag. Now the 2v3 coming through. We're going to see Spoller with the AK-47 able to find himself one more. Edward being able to find one. Potential for the second to come through. The bomb being tapped. Edward to start spraying through. Able to find a few tags on the CKS, but we're going to see Darkus able to find Edward through that smoke. Now SDinvicta able to pick themselves up a third. So we do see this CT side being able to find themselves yet another round. We are going to slowly see yet again Cossacks coming through, continuing to try pick themselves up an 8th. I think especially if we do see the Cossacks able to find themselves 8, it can create, you know, a lot more pressure on this SDinvicta Academy side than I think so we are going to slowly see the Cossacks now in a position where CKS to be able to find himself one. For him to find the frag, and eventually will after the spray down. We see Maluna's trying to hide through that smoke, but will go down. Is it almost if everything the Cossacks is doing is going their way? Darkus, the only person here who can really stop this 8-8 coming through in the smoke, will be able to find one. Bondic going down. As we are going to slowly see this 3v3 underway. Move to be able to find CKS. And all of a sudden, Life has a bit battle of life and death here on this A side. Able to live, able to find the frag, and more importantly, looking to try and find the second frag. Did see the barrel. So we are going to see life. Able to find a second frag coming through, and the Cossacks able to pick themselves up 8. We start to see life now in a position where we're going to see Bondi good enough for one. Will eventually be traded. As we start to slowly see Cossacks here pick themselves up 8. Potential for them to pick up a 9th here. The 4v4 coming through. We're going to see the AWP of life waiting for this aggression here from half wall. Running jump shot barely misses CKS through that CT area of the map. We're going to see Maluna as well. Looking to try rotate off this long area of the map for a little bit more of this CT control. Potential for the pressure here from STR to try and get a little bit of wiggle room here. There's STR to drop off this A site. We're going to see the rotation back to B here, but the Cossacks still committing towards this B site. We are going to see Mob completely blind, however. DKS trying to do his best to hold this site. We're going to see STR Spoiler to find themselves one apiece. STR to actually be traded. The clean retake coming through. CKS actually able to find himself too with the MP9. Hiding in those smokes on the site. We saw the Cossacks get over-occupied with the CT presence from SDinvicta here. And they do get punished for it. As we are going to see the Cossacks now in a position where we are going to slowly see SDinvicta coming up against the Cossacks. So we are going to see CKS trying to get a little bit more of a grip here on this B site. We're going to see the pick from Smoller come through. Bondic actually going down. The double AWP setup from SDinvicta Academy starting to work out a little bit. The pistols also looking to have themselves a bit of control. It's now the 4v5. The pistols waiting for the support utility here from Edward. As the Cossacks do look to see a bit of a cheeky pop come through. We are going to see a flash over the top. Now the presence and the waterfall coming through the Zaps area of the map. We're going to see Darkest good enough for one. Darkest to find himself a second, and now Edward last alive. Maluna to find the final frag, and SDinvicta. Their Academy roster picks themselves up 5. We are going to slowly see the Cossacks looking to try and get themselves yet another round here. Bondic to opt for that Mac 10 in exchange for a little bit more utility. However, AK is a Galil and an AWP here to accompany the rest of the Cossack squad. So they do look to have themselves a little bit more notable of a Entrance here towards the safe site. We're going to see Spoller able to find STR. We're seeing the Cossacks get a little bit over cocky here with their peaks. And it's starting to hurt them as we see SDinvicta Academy continuing to try and find a few more rounds here. Dark is able to find himself one. The trade coming through. Just a missing AWP shot. We are going to see CKS able to find himself. Round coming through, the AWP going down. We're going to see SDinvicta pick themselves up 6. We are going to see Maluna holding down on this B side, able to find himself one. Potential for the second to come through here. There's Maluna to double up. Maluna can't find himself a third though. Life will end up getting that trade. Move to be able to find himself a frag with that Mac 10 before Darkest to find the trade with the M4A1S. Now it's just slowly looking as if the Cossacks are looking to try and hold here in this post plan. Mold wants to go into Dark, and we're going to see Life continue to try tap away with like a little bit. Edward good enough to find himself 3, and the Cossacks end the half. We're here with a 6-9. We did see a little bit of a cheeky comeback coming in from SDinvicta. As we are going to slowly see SDinvicta able to get themselves able to get themselves 6, and I think getting 6 for them probably not ideal. They were definitely looking towards that 8-9 mark, but we are going to slowly see this second half get underway. CKS to rejoin into the server. As we are going to slowly see the Cossacks now with the pistol here on the CT side, looking to try and get this sort of round in a position where they can definitely play around with it, continue to play aggressive, and we're going to see a 3-man stack over towards we are going to see Douglas able to find himself 2. Potential here for this SDinvicta side to get themselves a free B site, as we do see the rotation start to come through here from Life and Edward, these 2 A players coming through. So we are going to see Douglas a beautiful shot onto Edward. Able to find the head, and now Life has 3 heads to find. Potential here for him to find himself 1. But a very good shot to find himself the 1. Darkest to peek up in this pool area of the map. We're going to see Life continue to try and get himself that early frag. Engaged with the fight. We're going to see Maluna able to swing wide and find the frag onto Life. So we are going to slowly see SDinvicta here. They're able to find themselves the pistol, but Cossacks needing this all-important round here for the economic reset of this T side. We're going to see an MP9 here on of Deagles to accompany STR and Edward. Bondic to opt for the CZ. And we're going to see life with that scout. An almost necessary round here for the Cossacks if they want to continue their winning ways. Of course, immediately after this one a game, they do the taking on EYC King, if I believe correctly. So we're going to see live able to find himself one. Potential for this scout to find a second here, joined by that C set of Bondic. As we do see smokes go down, we do see that rotation over to B. So we're going to see Morv able to find himself one. Potential for the second to come through. Going to see CKS Spoiler to find themselves one piece. STR to try and get a few pieces of the puzzle back. We're going to see CKS, sorry, the CZ, unable to find anything as Darkest, able to spray down for two. Bondic and STR to double swing at the same time. And both be found. We are going to slowly see SDinvicta now. They've got themselves 8 rounds with the Cossacks looking to potentially be overtaken here. This T side for SDinvicta is known to be quite strong in both their main and their academy teams. We are going to see Maluna and Spoller look to continue to try and aggress on their areas of the map. Spoller being this B site lurk with that Galil. We will see him walk into a pistol 5 stack here, so if he loses that Galil, could potentially spell disaster. As we do see him tapping away, we're going to see smokes and utility start to come down here on this A site. Potential for a B wrap to come through as well, but with that smoke coming through towards that Archer's side, we are going to see this A site be completely free, and SDinvicta to find themselves an early plant in this round. My apologies. No frags so far. As we are going to slowly see the Cossacks. Now just trying to keep these pistols alive. See if we see SDinvicta go hunting. As it does look as if the Cossacks won't be able to say or do anything about this round coming through here from SDinvicta as they pick themselves up 9. We're going to see the rifle buy come through for the Cossacks as well this round, looking to try and get themselves back on pace towards that 16 mark. So we do see SDinvicta get themselves a whole lot of control with that last round coming through. We are going to slowly see Spell up. We're going to see STR able to find himself one. Potential for the second to come through. Maluna able to find himself the trade. Maluna to find himself a second. Potential for the third. But we are going to slowly see Maluna drawn away. That nade not finishing the job off, and we are going to see Mov able to slowly swing wide. Good enough for one. Potential for the second to come through. 9 points of health remaining for this young man. You can see flashes over the top. The Mac 10 can't finish the job on this swing. Potential for it to do it on the next. I'm going to see Maluna and Spoiler able to find themselves one apiece here. And SDinvicta taking the lead for the first time this round since the pistol round. As we are going to see SDinvicta able to get 10. The Cossacks to potentially get 9 here. So we are going to see Life able to get himself a P250. STR now to try and hold strong here with this Deagle. Good enough for one. Potential for the second to come through. Druix won't be peaked, and we're going to see Mov having to try and deal with CKS here as this rotation coming over towards the B side. We're going to see CKS actually entry for one. Smokes to go down. Bondic to be hiding behind it. As we are going to slowly see SDinvicta Academy rotating over towards this B side. Bondic to hold them at bay with only a bit of smoke and a CZ. We're going to see STR able to find himself a frag actually. And now a lot of attention turned towards him. We're going to see STR able to double up. Druix to get himself one. The B aggression continuing to have it safe here in the server. Bondic spotted. He's able to find a tag on a CKS though. CKS able to find yet another frag onto Edward here. The Cossacks giving up 11 as SDinvicta looking to continue this impressive run to nearly the end of the game here. We are going to slowly see Darkass having to try and deal with MUV here coming through this banana aggression as well. The 4v5 underway yet again. As we see MUV going down, trying to get aggressive through those smokes. Darkest to find himself a frag as CKS able to try and get a few things going. This 3v4 coming up, we're going to see Life able to find himself a beautiful, beautiful frag coming through. We are going to slowly see Life come up, able to find a frag, and out Druig's stuck in a position where he needs to try and find himself 3, and that's a pretty good start. Able to get the healthy member of the Cossacks down quite low. Potential for him to try and isolate this duel onto STR, and we'll find the frag. Potential for the bomb to go down with very, very little in terms of disturbance coming through. We're going to see Life charging him with the pistol. We're going to see Druig's able to find himself one, trying to reload, jiggling around the corner, able to find himself the 1v3 clutch. We're going to see Druig's able to find 3, and the tactical timeout coming here from Maluna to try and calm this side down. We are going to continue to slowly see SDinvicta Academy here continuing to have impressive, impressive day. Is SDinvicta coming through? We're going to see some pauses called here by the Cossacks. Maluna's better than Tuizera. Alright, we'll go with that. We'll go with that. That's okay, we can go with that. So we are going to slowly see the Cossacks here in a position where, after the timeout, they're looking to try and get themselves through. We're going to see CKS actually go down to the Mag 7 here at Bondic. He's able to find himself one. We're going to see Move and Life able to continue to aggress this top second mid area of the map. We're going to see Spoiler and Darkass now in a position where they've got really, really brutal really brutal opportunity here. Darkass will be caught, but will be able to find himself one. This bottom second mid presence coming through here from that young man, and Spoiler with the AWP, really concerned about this Mexico area. We are going to see Life able to find himself another one. Edward to find the final frag, and the Cossacks able to pick themselves up 10. As we do start to slowly see SDinvicta coming through. We are going to see Bondic able to find himself 3 with that XM. A beautiful, beautiful piece of Counter-Strike right there. The 10-year birthday, and that's probably the best play that's ever been made with the XM. So we are going to continue to slowly see Edward pressing down mid, able to find himself a frag, leaving Darkass by his lonesome here. The bomb going down. We are going to see Darkass MUV to get that trade onto Darkass, and now the Cossacks able to fight back a little bit, pick themselves up 11 so far. 10-year anniversary type of play. Facts. It's factual. We are going to see Maluna. Life able to find himself one. Potential for the second to come through. So we are going to see Maluna. We are going to slowly see Bondic able to find himself one. Druggis actually going down. Bondic to join him. The 4v4 coming through as Darkass. He wants to try his luck here with this XM. We are going to see smokes go down towards this top mid area of the map. SDinvicta Academy warned about the potential here of going through this top mid area of the map. As we are going to slowly see Edward try to pull himself into a position here where these Deagles won't be able to find him. However, that nade's going to do so much damage, and it does. We're going to see Edward able to find himself 3. Maluna. Darkass Spoiler going down. CKS, the only person remaining. It's now CKS, the only thing standing in between the Cossacks and round number 12. CKS, his footsteps heard. Edward to find himself yet another frag. A 4K from Edward there. Majority of the heavy lifting done by that HE nade. As the Cossacks able to pick themselves up 12. We are going to see the Cossacks taking on this Orpia of life, and they're able to catch him out with a flashbang. So we are going to slowly see the Cossacks looking to try and get aggressive here. Bondic to try his hand with the big green. But instead, SDinvicta going to walk yet again straight into the big green here. SDinvicta are able to find themselves a little bit of space here. We're going to see Bondic with this AWP holding the tight angle. Darkass continuing his lurking efforts here, and because he hasn't seen any aggression so far, we are going to slowly see Maluna get some utility up and about. The boost up on top of Diggity is going to reward Edward. He's good enough for 2. CKS on this B site lurk, able to find a frag here. MUV going down. Darkest CKS stuck in this 2v2. Steer and Bondic with 2 people to find. The bomb will be recovered by CKS, as we're going to see STR slowly drop back into the site. We're going to see Bondic with that AWP. Stuck here in a position where the pistol charge is going to come through. We're going to see CKS trying to find the frag, and we're going to see him clutch up. SDinvicta able to pick themselves up 13. A little bit of salt into the wounds there from CKS. So we are going to see this timeout called yet again by SDinvicta. As we are going to start to slowly see yet again Bondic continuing to try and have himself a good time. More importantly, it does look as if we are going to see this Cossack side with that XM continuing to try and get that magic that was working previously before Bondic going, but it won't do anything so far. Move actually to find himself a frag in spite of it. As we are going to slowly see SDinvicta continuing to try and have we are going to slowly see Spol up. Trying to continue to take on this Cossack side as they pick themselves up 13. We are going to slowly see SDinvicta here in a position where they're going to look to try and get themselves a little bit of wiggle room to try and work with. slowly see MUV. And Edward looking to try and get a lot of this banana control. We are going to see this smoke pop come through yet again here from SDinvicta. You see Bonding with that Molotov able to get it down. Able to stop the presence and the push coming through from SDinvicta. Going to get a frag as well. But this middle control from SDinvicta is only worth the amount of space they can take after it. And it looks like it's not worth much at all. Edward to swing wide, able to be rewarded with a frag. Potential for the second to come through this top mid area of Diggers. To be pushed back all the way to the top of second. Edward to get himself a second. Potential for the third to come through. Opting for that pistol as he runs out of bullets in the main gun. Maluna with that Tech 9 can only sit and watch as he gives up 14 to the Cossacks. We are going to slowly see the Cossacks able to pick themselves up 14. Looking to try run away with this game right here, right now. But SDinvicta have put up one hell of a fight. As we are going to slowly see. I see Spoller with this AK looking to try and get himself a little bit of room around this mid area of the map where he can potentially get some help coming through. So we are going to slowly continue to see slowly yet again having a look at MUV. Able to find himself one. MUV doubling up. Maluna. It's going to be the last man standing as the Cossacks able to pick themselves up 15 here. The Cossacks getting 15. Looking to try end this game right here, right now. As we are going to continue to see SDinvicta getting themselves into a position where it does look as if we are going to see STR does look as if see Douglas able to find himself one. Potential for a second to come through. We are seeing Spoller. Able to find round 14 here for SDinvicta. Life just looking to try and do some extra damage. Not allow Rose Rifle to get picked up here as SDinvicta will be able to live and take this to round 30. We are going to see the Cossacks here continuing to try and find some more space coming through. Edward, the last man standing here in spawn as he slowly gets his buy organised. MUV start slowly getting themselves a little bit of room to work with. We are seeing that nade go down. Douglas to feel the effect of it. As STR trying to hold this angle here through top mid. We are going to slowly see a very passive first round for both of these teams so far. None of them wanting to beat the first one to go down and have to sit and watch as this game gets decided. It does look as if it is going to be a mid-hit to come through here. STR Life going to have themselves a big challenge on their hands. So we're going to see STR Playing around this smoke, will be able to find himself one. Dropping off the angle. Takes 1 second to come through. We are going to see that pressure towards that dig side. Life and Edward. To continue to have themselves a bit of a life or death battle here. It looks as if we are going to see this rotation over towards this B site. 30 seconds to play. So we are going to see Bondic now in a position where he's slowly rotating. That pick coming through here from Maluna, all of a sudden opening up this A site. We are going to see Spoller go down to life. The AWP in the site coming through. It slowly looks as if Maluna's going down. Dark has to get himself one more. We're going to see CKS trying to live, trying to keep himself alive, but a 16-14 scoreline is what it's going to end up being. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have ourselves a bit of a quick break, but we are going to slowly head over to that maybe one-pin game. There's more Counter-Strike to come, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned. We are going to get ourselves underway here, ladies and gentlemen, after what was a nail-biter of a first match coming up between the Cossacks and SDinvicta. We are going to slowly head ourselves over to maybe taking on one pin. It does look as if we are going to see this maybe side continuing to get aggressive and finding themselves an early frag. But Nosky Bob's going to now be caught out of position as we are going to see this take coming through here. But Rage up and Isolation don't need the help. As we are going to see Azu able to find himself one. Potential for the second to come through here, but has himself 3 more heads to find. Good enough for one. Potential for the second. Isolation tapping away. Barely able to find that final frag before Torrent got to him. As we see maybe off the aggressive start, able to find themselves the first round here. The pistol going their way, and they're going to be rewarded here with SMGs and 2 M4A1Ss to come through for this CT side. We are going to slowly see one pin waiting for the aggression to hit them. As we do see the pistols come up and potentially allowing them to find a little bit of wiggle room coming through here. So we are going to see a lot of this banana aggression coming through here from Maybe, looking to try to be broken up. However, Azuu on this lurking roll. He's going to get a lot of information that says this A site, mainly the top of it's clear, and we are going to see Rager able to find himself to potentially the third coming through. Nosky Bob to help out. It's going to be an absolute slaughter coming through at this top mid area of the map. Maybe pick themselves up a second and one pin. They're going to get themselves rifles here for 3. We are going to continue to slowly see yet again. Continuing up the charge. Good enough for one. Flashes coming through. Nosky Bob team flash working out. We are going to see Leaf shine to find themselves one apiece. Isolation, the last man standing, and Docs is going to very, very quickly handle that. One pin, making very, very light work here of Maybe as they pick themselves up quite an attractive first round coming up here from this rifle by the Fat Masses coming through here for Maybe an M4A1S and an M4A4 on Rage up, replacing utility. So we are going to continue to see Maybe looking to try and battle yet again. We are slowly seeing a little bit of a game of chess coming out here from one pin and Maybe. A little bit of util for util trading coming out as we do see the rotation come towards this A side here. 45 seconds left to play as one pin taking it nice and slow. Looking to try and get a little bit of pressure here onto this Maybe defense. We are going to slowly see Doc's able to find himself one. Nosky beat to be able to double up here on this A side hold. We're going to see Maybe able to pick themselves up a third coming through. Torek Spays. Both of them going to be left with FAMASs, even though the massive rifles that were kept up towards this A site unable to get there in time as we see Maybe pick themselves up 3. One pin. A little bit of a struggle early on. We are going to continue to slowly see yet again Maybe continuing to try this hold coming through. A bit of aggression on this map. Wolfie good enough for one space to end up finding that trade. Slowly see Azuu continuing to try and find frags, and he will. Raids are going down as we see one pin continuing to try and have themselves a little bit of aggression coming through. We are going to see Molotovs into this pit area. Flashes, smokes to go down, isolation to be ticking away, eventually will fall. Molotov of Docs the bomb to be planted here. One pin will get themselves a second round. The 4v2 very unlikely to come up. We are going to continue to slowly see Docs. Leaf, Azuwu, Shine able to live as one pin picked themselves up a second. So crucial here for the economy of this one pin side to keep a lot of this money ticking over, especially for the T side. The economy is so important, as we see maybe continuing to try and have themselves a little bit more of a CT side having a little bit more of a dominant performance than we saw in this first map of the day so far. The Cossacks did struggle a little bit here on their T side, as we are going to see Wolfie able to find themselves quite an early frag, just for the second to come through. Do see some Molotovs and utility usage, forcing maybe away from this B area of the map. Utility start raining down. We're going to see Shine, Wolfie tagged up quite heavily. We are going to slowly see Docs. We are going to see utility start to rain over on this beast. So we are slowly taking a look at Space. Good for a second to come through. Wolfie. Able to find himself too, as we do see that bomb go down. All thanks to Shine. It looks as if a save to come through. The save to come through here for maybe, as we're going to see one pin able to even it up, bringing it to a 3-3 scoreline. We are going to slowly see yet again. We are going to see maybe one pin, 3 apiece now, as we slowly start to yet again look at Musky Bob able to find himself one. Potential for the second to come through. As Rage are able to find himself yet another frag. Able to find himself one. Docs to get that trade back, however. Now the 3v3 coming through. So we are going to see Azuwu able to find himself one. Potential to come through for the second here. Doesn't expect it, however. Will react to it in time. Space going down, and Rage's my apologies. Stuck here in the 1v3 with just the scout, and it looks as if save may be the call here for the maybe rifler. we are going to slowly see. Yet again. Maybe able to find themselves 3. 1 pin to get themselves another. To pick up 4 here, and all of a sudden, we are going to slowly see a continuous amount of work coming through. We are going to slowly see. Yet again, what's looking to be Wolfie, Leaf both low. We're going to see Spades able to find 1. Leaf barely able to get away with his life. Zulu to be able to flick to isolation, able to find that opening frag, continuing to try and aggress onto this A side, having to deal with Ragezza here. The AWP can provide a bit of a challenge here on this A side, as we do see 1 pin able to cross, but that bomb all of a sudden has safe passage coming through. Nusky Bob, the last person alive to be left here. Docs to hide that AWP. Going to slowly see. Doc's able to find himself 1. Potential for a second to come in. There's 1 pin able to pick themselves up 5. We are going to see the timeout come to an end, and more importantly, we are slowly seeing yet again see Wolfie able to find a few tags on the Torek. Predictions, I think 1 pin take it. Maybe like 16-13, 16-12. So we are going to see Torek able to find himself 1 pin. For the Deagle to double up, but it won't. Wolfie to get that trade, as we are going to see isolation now. In isolation, trying to find this Doc's frag if he does swing it. It looks as if 1 pin going to have themselves a cool, calm, collected time. We are going to see Space. As we are going to slowly see Wolfie and Shine start to throw out some of this utility. Wolfie and Azuru to lead the pack coming through here. We are going to see those frags ever so slightly. There's Docs to be able to double up, allowing that bomb to go down. Azulu falling. So we are going to slowly see yet again. Going to see one pin pick up 6. Now all of a sudden, maybe looking to try and get themselves a 7th here. Really looking towards the CT side to give themselves a lot of control. We're going to see Torek shine to be able to find themselves one apiece. We're going to see Lee for Zuru Docs able to find themselves one apiece. Rage up. From that Molotov going down, we're going to see Azuru good enough for 2. Azuru, potential for him to find himself a 3rd here. Isolation, however, with the trigger discipline, knows that Azuru's into the site, making one pin think that this A side's clear. We're going to see Isolation now. Going to be found by Azuru. As we see one pin pick up 7. The trigger discipline from Isolation doesn't work out. As we are going to continue to slowly see Shine now in a position where he's going to be rocking the rifle. A lot of money here on this one pin side, not so much on the maybe side, so Rages of finding this frag is huge. Isolation, close quarters with that Mag 7. We're going to see him win the duel. Noski Bob to try his luck with that Eagle Azuru to be able to find the frag, and all of a sudden Leaf and Azuru to find themselves one apiece. We are going to see maybe all of a sudden playing themselves one on each site. We're going to see the trade come through against Spaze. He's going to fall, and now Rages with this AWP, the last man standing. So we are going to now slowly see Rages are able to find himself quite an early frag. As now it slowly looks as if we are going to see Rages up, potentially hunted down here. So we are going to slowly see Rages up. Having to try deal with Shine here. Rages up potentially going to be living. No, he's not. We're going to see the AWP leave. One pin, pick themselves up 8, and more importantly, doing just so much more economic damage here to maybe to the point where Rages is not actually going to have any utility. So we are going to slowly see yet again. Torek to be able to get a little bit of pressure taken away from this banana area off the map. We are going to see the swing coming in. Torek to be able to find himself one space, to be able to find the other. Leaf and Wolfie both going down, and all of a sudden 3v4 making its way in the server. Docs to find Noski Bob Azuru to continue his pressure coming from this apartments area of the map. The 1v2 situation, and we know exactly what kind of caliber Azuru is as a player. We are going to slowly see maybe pick themselves up a 4th here, but one pin still winning the half so far and looking to try extend their lead even further. So we are going to continue to slowly see maybe continuing a lot of this pressure here from this B side early on. So we are going going to slowly see Azulu able to find one Torek to get one back. Leaf, however, to find space and a lot of this B control coming down. We're going to see Rage with that AWP, able to find Shine, that bomb going down. 4v1, sorry, the 2v1, my apologies, was Leaf. Able to find himself that frag. So we are going to slowly see maybe able to pick themselves up 4. We're going to see the Deagles come out for maybe yet again. We are going to continue to slowly see. Nosky Bob able to find themselves trying to find themselves a beautiful shot there with that Deagle. So we are going to continue to slowly see. Yet again, Shine trying to work his way around the map a little bit. We are going to see Wolfie able to find space with that Molotov. And now the 3v2 coming in. Both these maybe players are the A players. And we're going to see the bomb planted with the luxury of time. Not a luxury that Nosky Bob has, as he very quickly falls. So we are going to see Shine able to find himself one. Isolation to get himself an AK. However, it looks as if maybe we're only going to get this AK as a reward for losing the round as 1 pin. Assured to pick themselves up around number 10 here. So we are going to see 1 pin able to pick themselves up 10, maybe. Looking to this last round of the half. To try and give themselves a little bit of recovery here, I think. Definitely 1 pin have been so controlling here on their T side. As we do start to continue to slowly see maybe. In a position where it does look as if 1 pin are going to slowly try to take fights on here through this B side quite early on before dropping off the angle. It looks as if we are going to see Shine. Continuing to try and get himself a little bit of work in. Slowly see Leaf all of a sudden trying to hold down this site coming through. We are going to see Rage though with that nade. Should be able to find a bit of damage, and Leaf will get the plant down despite the damage. A 3-man stack towards this church area. Does look as if we are going to see maybe now in a position where they're They're going to slowly isolate some of these jewels. We're going to see Doc's isolation able to find themselves one apiece. Leaf and Azuwu to now leave Rage Sabai is lonesome here. The AWP having nothing to compete with. We are going to see Shine able to find that final frag, and one pin to pick themselves up 11. A really good first half coming through here from the UK side. As we are going to slowly see them move over towards this CT side. And the final half here for the stream, and the final half for the day here, as we do continue to see Season 6 of the SCL underway. We are going to slowly get ourselves underway here for this second half. It does look as if, you know, some of the top performers have been Azuwu, have been Leaf. Shine has had minimal sort of impact in terms of the stat sheet, but I think a lot of his impact has come in from the frags that he is getting. You know, statistics can only tell you so much, and I think the impact he's had in the server so far has been so impressive. As we are going to continue to slowly see yet again some of this aggression coming through from maybe here on this T side. The real question is, maybe, do they get themselves the pistol? That really is what they need. Are they able to find a pistol round? Or are they going to potentially be in a position where they're going to go 12-4 down quite early on in this half and having to try work their way back quite slowly? As utility starts to come out over towards his B side. Docs and Leaf. We know how dynamic of a duo they are, and Leaf able to find himself an early frag. Molotovs to keep maybe away, as we're going to see utility come down towards his CT area of the map a little bit too early, as Shine will continue to live through it. Wolfie and Azuwu holding down on this A site will go down. That bomb to be planted on A, and now the 3v3 on the retake coming through. No kid in play. As we are going to continue to very quickly see Torek good enough for one. Leaf to find that trade, as we are going to see Docs all of a sudden needing this frag here. Leaf can't be wasting any time. Needs to try and find the frag on isolation, but can't. Leaf to go down. Doc stuck in the 1v1 situation. Will fall in isolation to pick up maybe their 5th after a very impressive 2k with that Glock. We are going to continue to slowly see Torek now in a position where one pin able to find we're going to slowly see Shine, Azuwu and Docs on these 5-7s, looking to try isolate Jules, and more importantly, get a frag each with them. But it looks as if we are going to see one pin actually save here. Leaf, the early person on this A site, sorry, Azuwu, the early person on this A site, looking to just back away. We are going to see one pin able to get themselves able to give up round number 6 here, and we are going to see a little bit of a hunt come through. As it does look as if we are going to see maybe slowly back away a little bit. Instead of giving up any free guns. Isolation looking a little bit dangerous there with that Galil. However, unable to do anything with it in the end of the day. We're going to see one pin. Able to pick themselves up 11 maybe. To try and... Sorry, one pin giving up 6 to maybe. Only have 11 on the board. Continuing to try and grow that margin. So we are going to see one pin keep the same buy. Same strat as last round. We do see Leaf swing wide, able to find himself one. Looking for the second to come through here. Jump spotting with that MP9. We are going to see the MAC-10 start to spray down a little bit. As that smoke does go up. We are going to see Leaf now looking to try wrap around this mid area of the map. It looks as if we are going to see one pin continue to be a little bit more aggressive. As Zuru, unable to find that frag, will go down. Leaf to find himself one. Leaf to get the second here with his MAC-10. And he will. He's going to continue to be rewarded for his aggression, Leaf. Found himself 3 frags so far. We're going to see smokes go down, trying to isolate these players that it's in sight, that's in balcony. We're going to see Rage up going down to Shine after a little bit of an awkward fight coming through. We're going to see Wolfie to find the final frag, and one pin pick themselves up their first round of this second half. Able to get themselves 12 and looking to continue to have an amazing game so far coming through. We are going to continue to slowly see one pin having themselves a good day so far. The Emperor A1Ss to accompany the SMGs that did survive last round, as we see AKs and AWP here for maybe coming through. So we are going to see a lot of this A pressure coming from maybe to slowly be taken away by utility. As we are going to slowly see yet again one pin try to get themselves so we are going to slowly continue to see one pin now in a position where we are going to see Wolfie able to find himself a second position, the third to come through. We are going to see Wolfie find 3. As we are going to see technical timeout to come through here for maybe. More importantly, Azulu trying to hold strong with this MP9. We are going to see isolation waiting for the frag, but Azulu will be able to get himself an AK. And a beautiful round coming through here from one pin. As even with the limitations of this buy, we are going to see them continuing to find rounds. Rage up with this AWP. Stuck in a position where we're going to see Shine actually recover the AWP because of the frag from Docs. There's one pin, pick up 13, and all of a sudden we are going to slowly see maybe pick themselves up 6. One pin, pick themselves up 13. So we are going to slowly see one pin continuing to try and have themselves a good old time. The Deagles, Glocks, P250 coming through here for maybe trying to get themselves a position where we are going to slowly see maybe trying to put together a little bit of wiggle room coming through. A beautiful nade from Docs to be able to find space. The nade coming through, able to continue to find damage. As we are going to see Leaf able to find one. Potential for the second one. Zuwu able to double up here. He's Rage to the last one left alive. Will go down. Wolfie to find the frag. So we are going to see one pin pick themselves up 14. Getting ever so close to that 16 mark. Space able to find himself one. Shine will go down early. The AWP here for one pin. So we are going to see Zero able to spot the feet there, able to find himself one. Spins around, able to collect himself a second. Potential for the third, but isolation to isolate the frag. Going to slowly see Rage up. Able to find himself the frag onto Leaf. Docs now left in this 1v3, looking to just try save, and I think probably the best call here. They've got the rounds. The fact that Leaf fairly low on cash means the economy can stabilize a little bit. I'm going to slowly see Torek continuing to lead this maybe side into this banana area of the map. Azuwu continuing to have himself an amazing continue to slowly see Rager to find himself one. Potential for the second to come through. So we're going to see Rager able to double up. The AWP continuing to have so much impact as Rager finds three. Azuwu continuing to find an amazing piece of damage. Now we're going to see Leaf try to isolate this duel onto Torek, and we'll find the frag, and we're going to see one pin pick themselves up 15. Maybe. Stuck on 7 and a long way back to get this game to overtime here. So we are going to see one pin. Stuck into a position where a lot of this B and banana side hits coming through. We're going to see one. Potential for the second as well, Torek. To all of a sudden get themselves are going to continue to see maybe taking it nice and slow. They've got the man advantage. Are going to slowly see Isolation being the last one left alive. Needing himself 4 to keep maybe alive in this one. And we are going to slowly see him have all sides encircled in upon him. Wolfie to take the fight. Wolfie goes down. Get pinned. So we're going to see Isolation here. 20 seconds to play. Doesn't have time to be cautious around this B site. Can only really worried about this A site. He will go down to a Zuu. We're going to see 1pin able to find themselves another win coming through here for the UK side. 1pin move to a 2-0 record. As we do see maybe go to 1-1. Ladies and gentlemen, a big thank you for having you here joining me. A big thank you to everyone who has been in here. Sorry I've been a little bit down. The scoreboard, of course, I can give you the scoreboard. There we go. A Zuu up on top as always. But I'm sorry I've been a bit down, as I've been a bit ill. But it looks like I'm going to slowly get my way back into the SCL commentating grind, as we are going to slowly make our way out of here. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd love to thank you all for joining me. I've been your caster Flamboyant. I'm going to leave you with some of the best clips of the SCL. Peace.